Why am I making this video? Because now I'm a billion times more tempted to cast all these things on. Hello and welcome to Golden Hour Knitwear. My name's Camry and today we are talking fall knitting plans. Or at least hopes. Because I tend to be pretty ambitious planner. We're gonna keep today pretty casual. Hopefully it's not crazy long. We're just gonna get through things. I have my bag of yarns that's kind of a lot that I'm planning on using for these projects. And these projects, they might not get done this summer, or not this summer, this fall. They might be done in like this cold season or they might get pushed off to next year. We'll see, because that's kind of a lot of knitting. So we'll see what happens. These will be in no particular order, just kind of the order that I pull the yarns off the shelf in. I'll try to, what's the word? Organize it as far as like sweaters, accessories, stuff like that goes. Like I'll try to organize it like that, but the sweaters are in no particular order. So yeah. Well, actually, okay, let's start with the two that I have on the needles currently. So currently I have two sweaters going that I would like to finish, obviously, this fall. And first we have, this is just the one I grabbed first. There's again, no particular order. But this is the sweater that I'm currently working on, just making it up as I go. And these are, I dropped stitches. I always do that on this one. Goodness. This one. So I would like to finish this one off hopefully in the next few weeks, just because I'm excited to see how it turns out, since currently I only have a photo in my head of how this is going to turn out, and I'm excited to see how it turns out. So I would like to finish this one, and it's super soft and cozy, so I would love to be able to finish this and wear it. I think it has great fall colors as well, so nice and warm, earthy colors, I guess. So I would like to finish that one. I don't have a name for that one. Give me suggestions if you have any. But this one's been fun. The next one that I would like to finish that's on the needles currently, and the only other one that's on the needles, sweater-wise, is my April cardigan by Petite Knit. And I didn't realize how close I was to being done with the body. Well, the stockinette part of the body until I get to the ribbing. Because it looks kind of short. Like, look, that looks pretty short. I only have like 1.5 inches left to go before I do the ribbing, which is crazy. But this one's using Kelborn Woolen's Scout in the Strawberry Heather colorway, I believe. And I'm just excited to have this one. So last night I did like half a round on it because I stopped in the middle of a round. So last night I finished out the round so that I could organize things a little bit more. I put it on and I was like, whoa, I'm actually almost done. And I saw the color on me and I was like, oh wait, I love that color. I'm excited to finish this. I think that's such a great heathered, I guess strawberry heathered is the perfect name for this because it's like a strawberry red, but it's got the blues and greens and yellows and purples heathered in there, and I think it's so much fun. So I'm excited to have this one finished, especially because I love cardigans that I can just throw on when it's chilly, especially because I teach clarinet and piano at home, and the room that I teach in is always cold. Like, the AC in that room has extra juice or something. The vent, I guess, has extra juice. I don't know how you would say that. But it gets pretty cold in there, so it'd be nice to just have a good cardigan to throw on. So I'm excited for that one. I guess, speaking of cardigans, I'll mention the other cardigan that I would like to do this fall. And that is the Minou cardigan using this yarn right here, this cone of yarn. Hopefully there's enough on here, but this is 50% merino, 50% alpaca. And this was locally grown and processed here in Ohio, so I'm super excited to have this. And I'm a sucker. I've said this before. I sound like a broken record if you've been here before, so I'm sorry. And if you're new here, hi, thanks for being here. But this is what was I gonna say? Oh, I'm a sucker for a brown cardigan with a black like t-shirt or something underneath. So I'm super excited to have this one. Like, yeah. Why am I making this video? Because now I'm a billion times more tempted to cast all these things on. It's not smart, but that's okay. And while I'm over here, The other thing, I have another cone, just like that, the 50% merino, 50% alpaca from Ohio, the same exact, just black. These are natural colors, by the way, so you have little bits of white in there as well, which is kind of fun. But this is just black, and I want to make the zipper sweater light by Petite knit with this one. I think that'd be a lot of fun. And now I'm super tempted to cast this one on too. Fun, right? All right, now we're getting to the bag of yarn. So the first one that I pulled out, that was a sweater quantity or sweater intended yarn, I guess, is this Lido colorway by Thistle House Yarns. Look how nice that green is. I don't know how soon I'll cast this one on because I just barely knit a green sweater. This is the Wren sweater, by the way, by McCraft Products. But this one is really nice. It's a DK weight, it's super soft. It's a very nice green. I'm excited to knit this one up. But my plans for this one is the Doocot sweater, and I think that one will be so much fun. Just a nice cropped, not super oversized sweater. I think the bottom ribbing of the body and then the ribbing on the cuffs, I think that's in half fisherman's rib or brioche. I don't think that's just ribbing. And so I think that one's super unique and super fun. It would look fantastic with high-waisted jeans or like a dress or a skirt or something, though I don't wear a bunch of dresses or skirts. But I just think it would look great. Okay, I would also like to knit the Cozy Classic Light sweater by Jessie Maed Designs this fall. I think that one's such a nice fall piece because it's a sweater, but it's very loose gauge, I think, because for my size, I think it only requires 2 skeins of fingering weight yarn. So it's fingering weight, so it's light, it's thin, but I think it's also a decently open gauge, which makes it a quicker knit, not very much yarn, looser gauge, which is perfect for the fall when it's not freezing cold, but you still want to wear long sleeves. So I think that'd be really nice. So I have 2 yarn choices for that. I don't know if I'll do both this season or this year, or if I'll leave one for another time or what. But one option is this, I don't remember the percentages, but it's got silk, it's a wool, silk, mohair, viscose blend. That's a lot. So this is from my latest collection. It's the Campfire Smoke colorway. It's a lighter fingering weight. It's fingering weight, but it's almost a light fingering weight. It's got a nice drape to it. It's got a shine to it. It's really fun. So I think this would make a perfect, just long sleeve shirt, basically. And that's what I would get out of the Cozy Classic Light sweater. And then it's got little speckles of black, which is not dyed black. It's just the viscose. So it's little bits of almost tweed. It's almost tweedy. So I think this one would be perfect for fall. And that's a really good gray. But anyways, I would like to cast, that's one choice. That's one choice. I would like to cast it on, but that's one choice. The other choice is I have 2 hanks of this, and this is just undyed wool at the moment. And it's a 1-ply, and so it's nice and fluffy, and it's super soft. And I'm really tempted to dye the 2 skeins of this up with like very light gray, just here and there throughout it. So it's white and gray variegated, but super, super light gray, but more gray based. So like the whole thing gray, but let's see, how would I want to do it? I think I want to do the whole thing gray, light gray, with bits here and there that are darker gray, just every here and there. And then speckles of like dark green, like maybe this green, and browns and blacks and stuff like that. I think that would look really nice. And not like crazy speckles, just lightly speckled here and there. I think that'd be really nice. So I'm excited to try that out, but that's that one. So 2 yarn choices. I don't know if I'll do them both. Whoops. I don't know if I'll do them both this. See, look at that. These are both fingering weight yarns, the same amount of yardage in both. This is 1-ply. This is a 2-ply. It's got silk and everything in it. And it's just so much thinner. This is so much thicker. It's crazy how different yarn can be. So anyways, those are my 2 choices. I don't know if I'll do both, if I'll do either, but it's just something that I've got my mind on for this fall. Okay, and I don't have a pattern for this one. I just know what I want. I haven't found a pattern, so if I find a pattern, I'll use the pattern, but if not, I'll kind of just try to figure it out. So I have this yarn for my collection, and I absolutely, absolutely love the color, so it needs something good. And I've had this in my brain for the last like month or two, a waffle or broken rib stitch, oversized drop shoulder sweater that's a little cropped, but not like crazy cropped, but it'd be like a quarter zip sweater. I just don't know how to construct that. But I'm dying to have that, and I would absolutely love to have that in this color. So I might just try to wing it, though, like I said, I don't know how to construct a sweater like that. So we'll see. Though I do, like I said, I do want to knit the zipper sweater by Petite Knit, so maybe that'll just kind of help me figure out how to construct something like that. But I think Petite Knits is, it's either like a raglan or a settle shoulder or something like that. I don't remember, but this would be a drop shoulder, so it'd be a slightly different construction, but I could at least kind of get the idea of how to put a zipper in something. So I don't know. I'm dying to cast this one on. I think I'll definitely get to this fall. That is all the yarn that I have in stash, though I have yarn on the way. So I have like 2 sweater quantities and a skein of yarn for hat coming, but I'll get to the hat in a second. So I have 2 sweater quantities coming in the mail from Fuzzy Peach Fibers. They're both in the same colorway, but in 2 different bases, so they look slightly different. So I don't know, I don't think I'll get to both of those this fall, but I'll share what they are. So I have the pumpkin spice in her feather base, I think is what it's called, the mohair base, coming, and what I'm planning on using that for is a Caspar blouse, and I think that one's gorgeous. So so I really, really want to knit that one, but I'm not sure. It depends when the yarn gets here. So if that yarn gets here in like October or something like that, then maybe I'll cast that one on, because that's a very, very fall sweater. But if it gets here like November-ish, end of November, then, because this was a pre-order collection that I've ordered from, and if this order gets here end of November, then I'll probably save that cast on for next year. In which case, the other sweater quantity that I got is also in pumpkin spice, but it's in the Dreamy DK base. So mohair and other bases dye a little bit differently. The mohair is going to be slightly lighter than the other base that I got. The DK, or the Dreamy Sport is what I got, not DK. And what I'm planning for that one is the Coming Soon sweater. And I think I'm definitely going to cast that one on this fall. I think that one's, even if it's like the very end of the fall and finish it in the winter, I'm just so excited for that one. It looks like such a nice, well put together sweater that just, it looks so good. And the color, I'm dying to knit with that color this season. the burnt orangey, reddy rust color. I'm so excited. So now you're seeing why this is hopes, not like plans, because this is a lot of sweaters already. I don't know how many there are, but there's like a lot on my list. I'm like, that's not gonna happen all in the fall, but I will just, I like to have a big list of what I want to do so that I have a lot of options, and when it comes time to cast something new on, I can cast on what I want without feeling bored. Like I can cast on what I want and not feel obligated to cast on everything that I knit. So I make ambitious plans, but I just have fun with the plans and just do what I want when I want, if that makes sense. I also think it would be a lot of fun. So I saw this picture of a sweater on Pinterest lately, and it's a sweater. It's not a sweater pattern. I don't know if there's a sweater pattern just like this one, or similar to this one on Ravelry or anywhere. I haven't really done a ton of digging, but I have a bunch of bare worsted weight yarn and stash, and I think it'd be so much fun to dye up like 4 or 5 different very dark, moody colors and make a crazy color work sweater like this. I have no idea if I would even wear something. I think it's so fun. I might wear something like this, but it might be kind of crazy. It depends on the colors. If I can nail the colors, I think it'd be a lot of fun. So it's like a drop shoulder construction, and then it's got like stripes of different color work. And they're very dark, moody, spunky-ish colors. I don't know how to explain it, but I know I'm going to put the picture on the screen, so I know you know what I'm talking about. So I don't know. I think this would be a lot of fun just a fun little project to kind of take me probably all throughout the fall and the winter. I think this one would take me a very long time to kind of figure out and complete because there's a lot of little color work motifs going on in there. So I don't know, we'll see. I think that'd be a really fun project for me to dye the yarn, pick the colors, kind of have fun with that creative process, and then have fun with the creative process of coming up with color work designs and working things out and making the drop shoulder. I don't know. I think it'd be a lot of fun. I think that might have to happen this fall and winter just because it'd be such a huge project for me to figure out how to make that work and come up with colors and everything. So I don't know. We'll see. That might happen this fall. I think that'd just be a fun, very creative project and a very fun like process knit for me. Okay, like I said, probably not getting to all of those, but I'll give you my top like 3 that I definitely want to do this fall. So I'm not including the 2 that I have on the needles right now because those are going to get done. The stripy one and then the April cardigan, those are going to get done. But the other couple that I definitely want to do this fall is the waffle or broken rib stitch zip sweater with this yarn that I shared. And then I definitely want to do the Minou cardigan with this cone of brown. And let's see if I can only choose one more. Well, I already said that I think I really want to do that color work, like crazy drop shoulder one. It's like a retro looking kind of thing. Anyways, but I'm not counting that in this like 3 that I definitely want to do because I think that's just going to be a fun project to take my time on and just have fun with and no pressure to finish it quick. So I'm not going to count that one, but I think I'll definitely do that one. So I guess that's technically 3. But then another one that I definitely, the coming soon sweater with the pumpkin spice that I have coming in the mail from Fuzzy Peach Fibers. I'm so excited for that one. And that one's probably also going to take me forever because it's a sport weight, so pretty light or thin yarn. And it's half fisherman's rib all over. And it's positive ease. I don't know how oversized it is, but I just got my finger stuck. I got it out, no worries, but don't put your finger in a cone. You can't get it out. But I'm excited for that one. So those, I think, are like my top 4. So besides the ones that are on the needles already. That crazy like retro, moody color work. I don't know what you even call that style of sweater, but that would be fun. The waffle or broken rib stitch zip and the Minou cardigan and the coming soon sweater. I think those are like my top, but we'll see. I always change my mind on things. We'll see what happens. Okay, as far as like accessories and things go, so for those of you who don't know, I have a sock set club subscription thing that I dye up monthly and send out to the people in my club, but I also dye myself one. So I want to keep up with all that. So as I have a sock set coming into the stash every month, but I want to knit it as I get it. I can knit up the things that I'm dyeing as I'm dyeing them so I can learn from the techniques that I used with my dyeing. So I have like a sock a month planned at least because I've also got other socks going. So we'll keep up with socks. I don't have any specific sock plans because it kind of depends on what the yarn is, because crazy variegated yarns aren't going to give me like textured socks. So I'm not going to set myself specific sock patterns for those, but I'll keep up with sock knitting. And then I really want to knit the scarf number 1 from My Favorite Things Knitwear. I wanted to knit myself a scarf because we don't have a backyard, but we do have a dog. So we take the dog on walks all the time, and it gets cold in the fall and the winter. And it would be kind of nice to have a little simple scarf to just throw on and, you know, when it's freezing cold. So the 2 colors I have in mind for this are this brown color, this soil from my recent collection, or dusty moss. I think they're both really great colors. And I'm leaning towards this one. I'll probably do brown because I think it would just look great in a neutral color. Though I might also want a green one. But we'll see. I don't know for sure. We'll just have to see. I was thinking My Little Lace Scarf. I think that one's also really pretty. But I think it's also bigger than I want. I think I just want a simple little lace scarf. So I think that's my plan for a scarf for this fall. And I would like to get that one cast on decently quick so that I have it when it gets freezing cold and I can use it Though I've never ever used a scarf before. I've never owned a scarf. So we'll see how it goes. I think it'd be nice. So I think starting with a small scarf, like the one by the scarf number 1, I think it'll be perfect. So rather than making myself a giant scarf and then never touching it. So I think it'll be perfect. I've also got a skein of the Midnight color coming from Fuzzy Peach Fibers with my order of the 2 pumpkin spice sweater quantities. But this one skein of Midnight I'm planning on knitting a hat with. So I've got a fingering weight skein coming, and I think it's got like 460 yards in it. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's more than the typical yardage for the fingering weight. So I don't quite know what hat to do. I was thinking the Mussleburgh hat, but I don't know. Because I definitely want it to be, like, I definitely want to fold it. I don't want just like a hat. I don't know if that's enough yarn or not. So I definitely want it to fold. And then I want a little poof on top. I don't want like, and I don't want it like right on my head. So we'll see what happens. I don't quite know what pattern I want to do. I might do the Mussleburgh if I think I have enough. Though I guess I could just do a different color on the inside. If it has the same gauge, I could just do a different color on the inside and nobody would know. And then I can make it as long as I want. Or I can, what was I going to say? Or there's the Spur hat. I think this one's fingering weight. I know I know Knit California is knitting this one currently. Let me pull it up actually. Okay, yes, this one is the Spur hat. I think it looks really fun. It's very interesting. It's ribbed, and I love ribbed beanies. It does have a slight poof, and it does have a nice fold on it. And it's fingering weight yarn, so I think this one would be perfect. It does not use as much yardage. So I would have left over a lot of, like, half a skein left over almost, or yeah, almost half a skein. And I don't love having a bunch of scraps. So we will see. I might do that one. I might do the Mussleburgh because then I can just knit, because it's double layered. The Mussleburgh hat is double layered. So I don't know. We'll see. Well, I'll figure it out. I really like the way the Spur hat looks. I know Knit California is knitting this one. And that's kind of what turned me onto it because I'd never seen this before. And so she's knitting it and I see it and I really like it. And I think it would look really great in the Midnight colorway. I knit a sample sweater for Fuzzy Peach Fibers with this colorway and it's gorgeous. So I'm excited to have a hat in this and I don't know exactly what hat I'm going to do. So those are my 2 options. I don't know. We'll see. I might do some more digging on Ravelry, go down some rabbit holes and see if there are any other options for fingering weight hats that use almost that whole skein of yarn. Double layered hats are really enticing to me, like the Mussleburgh, because it's just thicker. And I like fingering weight hats because it's fine detail, which looks really nice. But then they're very thin. So I really like fingering weight hats that are double layered or folded on themselves. So that's why I'm enticed by the Mussleburgh hat. Okay, and I currently have a blanket on the needles. So as soon as that one's off, because I don't want to have 2 blankets on the needles, but I would love to knit a blanket with all of the colors from my first collection that I just launched of hand-dyed yarn. Whoopsie. Trying to hold them all up. So I love to knit a blanket with all 5 of these colors. It wouldn't be a very huge blanket. And I don't want to just do like stripes, but I do want it to be garter stitch. So I'm thinking a couple different things. I'm thinking what's it called? The Cozy Memories blanket. I think that would be really fun just to have these colors all together and just have like a quilt-like looking blanket because it's all squares. I think that'd be a lot of fun, especially because you have checkpoints. So you do a square and then you're good. I think that'd be perfect blanket project for me because so I'm knitting a blanket right now and it's almost been a year working on this same blanket just because it's back and forth knitting, which is fine and there's nothing wrong with it, but it's all the same color and it's massive needles and it's the same stitch over and over and over again. So there's nothing really to look forward to. It's a great pattern. It's a great blanket and I am loving it. I'm getting bored with it. I am bored with it. So I just need to finish that one off. And then I think in the future, I I would love to have more knit blankets, but I think I need more interesting blankets to work on. And so I think the Cozy Memories blanket would be perfect because I think you join the squares as you go, I think. So it's just always transforming with each different color that you add in, and I think that'd be so much fun. Okay, so those are my ideas for fall. Like I said, ideas, not plans. I'm not planning on knitting every one of those things because that's a lot of knitting, but we'll see what happens because I also have a lot of other fiber art plans coming up, I guess. So we'll see. Like I said, a lot of those things will probably roll over into the winter because I tend to organize my knits into warm weather and cold weather, though I guess within the cold weather I organize like thinner knits, as in DK weight, fingering weight, stuff like that for the fall, and then thicker like worsted weight, bulky weight for the winter. So I don't know, we'll see. We'll probably get through a couple, well I'll definitely get through a couple of these because I love a lot of these sweaters, and I definitely want the scarf and, you know, those socks and the blanket and stuff. But like I said, not gonna get through all of those things. I'm not gonna hold myself to that expectation because it's a lot, but I think it's just nice to have a plan of different ideas of what you could do so that when you want to knit something, you kind of know where to go and what to do, right? I also like to have different things on the needles at a time. So like at the moment I have my April cardigan and I have that stripy sweater. Those are very different from each other. The sweater that's striped versus a cardigan, which is knit back and forth and it's not striped. So it's just easy knitting, right? I don't think I would necessarily want to have two like zipper sweaters on the needles at a time. So I probably wouldn't knit the zipper sweater by Petite knit at the same time I'm knitting my waffle or broken rib stitch sweater that I explained earlier on. I probably wouldn't be knitting those at the same time. So it's nice to have this big list of things that I want to knit, and then I can kind of plan-ish when I want to knit them so that I have a variety of things on the needles at a time, and so that I'm always engaged by what I'm working on. But like I said, my plans change a lot, and I don't get to everything. I just kind of cast on what I want to cast on while I'm in the moment. So anyways, that's kind of what I'm thinking for the fall. That's how my brain works. That's what we're going with. I'm excited to see what I actually do knit and compare it to this video later on, I guess. But I'm excited for this season. I am very excited for a lot of these sweaters, and some of them I'm like so excited for. So it'll be a good season of knitting, and I'm excited for it. Let me know in the comments what you are working on, what you want to work on for this fall. Let me know what other sweaters and blankets and socks and accessories and everything that you are excited to work on this fall. Down in the comments, let me know. And yeah, that's all for today. I have nothing else to share. And I will see you next week for a regularly scheduled podcast. Thank you for coming today. I really appreciate you all being here and supporting me. It really helps the channel if you like and subscribe and comment on the video. It really helps push out this video to others who might enjoy it. Yeah, thank you again for being here. I will see you next time. Bye.